Now, the spike in the economic downturn being experienced by Nigeria has been attributed to what has been referred to as the dollarization of the naira. Social media space is at the moment replete with multiple accounts of barefaced commercialization and inducement of voting delegates by a good number of those aspiring for public office. Analysts say with this situation, any idea of democratic development and improvement in the quality of national life would continue to be a pipe dream. Well, we're now being joined by Uche Onu, convener a strong force movement, for a chat on what must be done to rectify the situation. It's good to have you with us, Uche. Now, yeah, you've heard that little intro there. How would you describe the term dollarization of the naira? It's becoming a very common term these days.
Dollarization of the naira. Oh my God, it's sad. Sincerely, it's sad that we have to. Our naira has to be described in that term at this point. And I don't know. I would just say it's appalling that we have gotten to a point whereby our naira is no longer valuable, and everything we do now has to do with dollars, and the dollars has really messed up the naira, and I'm attributing that to leadership. Our leadership system is in a mess, and this is because, and the truth is, the leaders know. They know all of this, and they intentionally doing all of these things at the detriment of the people, or for their own selfish interest. And that is why persons like us are out there to say no to all of these things, sincerely. You can see what's happening presently at the party primaries and how everybody is swerving to where the dollar flows. We're lacking dollars, circulation of dollars in the economy. But when it comes to elections, we have a lot of dollars going at one point. And what do we get to say about that? And this same leader still come on board and tells us some cook and bull stories. But at the election period, we're not seeing all of these things. And amazingly, we don't see our EFCC playing their role as expected this period. But after the elections, when the proper administration starts, we start seeing an effective EFCC. It's very sad. And the truth is, this has not to do with party now. I think it's hard time we begin to face our leaders individually. Everybody should be responsible for their actions. Yes, every Nigerian should. I think at a point, they've politicized everything with a party thing. When things happen, we point it at one party or the other. Why all these terrible leaders are hiding under the umbrella of party? We should begin to pick them out one after the other, because actually in all of these parties that we condemn, there's still a lot of good people out there. There are a lot of good people inside all of the parties. But the corrupt ones have popularized these things. And we're not saying that we're just pointing fingers at party. So we should get to a point, I think we've gone to a point in this country where if we're going to be voting for a certain person, we should not vote because he's in PDP, he's in APC, or whatever. We should be voting you because of your personality, not minding the party you're coming from, for this position. And the next position, if you're coming up from another position, you belong to another party, we don't care. I should be looking at that. And that's the only way we're going to get there.
I find it interesting that you say, of course, I'm what's the word? I have no opinion in this matter based on my position. But you're saying that APC, PDP, for instance, I'm just naming these parties, have, we shouldn't view them as a whole, but we should look at individuals. But what about the analysts who say that the current ruling party has gone the extra mile to deliberately exclude youth participation in politics as a whole? So what do you have to say about that? Seeing that you're also a youth political activist, what would you say about APC's role, especially looking at the sale of nomination forms? So how have they encouraged youth participation?
I'm not disputing that totally. But the truth is, the present administration, I would say bluntly, has performed below average. Yes. And carrying the youth along, it's obvious that they don't like the youthful, they're not encouraging youthful participation. So where would, if a person like me choose to go into politics, I don't even have a car of my own, where do I want to get 100 million to go get a form, or 150 million? It's not possible. They're already telling us that, look, this thing is just for us. And if you're not going to, if you cannot afford it, stay at the background and wait till we share the dollars and you take it and work for us. And that's what they're telling us. That's why I'm saying it is not just total. The ruling administration has made it more obvious. But the truth is, I'm encouraging people, especially Nigerian youths, get involved in politics. And you cannot shy away from party system if you're going to get involved. Get involved with the party. I am standing here as a youthful activist, and I cannot say I'm involved in politics without getting involved in the party system. I'm a party man, so yes, I'm from the People Democratic Party. I'm a party man, but in as much as we want growth, we still have a whole lot to do on our own side, coming from our party. That's just it. Do you see what's happening at the primary levels? Oh my goodness, we need to go into what's happening at the primary level, at the local government level. If we're going to go get things right, we should begin to start from the grassroots. All
right, I just want to take you on that, Uche. Hopefully you can do this in 2 minutes. If so-called delegates have been compromised due to emphasis on this so-called dollar inducement, how does this affect voter choice by the electorate? What this means is that most qualified contestants may have been effectively removed from the equation, and then we're given poor choices to make for the electorate.
Well, it's quite unfortunate, but the truth is, that's why we call for things like direct primaries. If we had things like direct primaries, this dollar sharing would not be existing, because people like me, who are not members of the delegates to vote, well, I'll be members of the masses who will be part to vote at the direct primaries. But our leaders obviously know this won't work for them, and that's why they're still pushing for the indirect primaries. But trust me, we still have great aspirants, wonderful aspirants, credible aspirants who are pushing forth to see that they have to come on board. Yes, there's a lot of money sharing at the delegate level, but the delegates are not stupid, so trust me, no matter how much you share money to them, everybody needs money. Let's don't shy away from that. No matter how much you share money to them, when they see credible people, they know. Nobody's coming to force you, ask you, why didn't you vote for me? They could still take your money and still vote who their conscience wants them to vote. But it goes beyond that, we know. But beyond this, it will still come down to the party level. The party level should begin to give aspirants opportunity to participate in the elections. If you go what's happening in my local government presently, they've practically killed. We've not had primaries. PDP have not had primaries at the local government level. We fought, in fact, people like me had to go protesting to media stations. We came here sometime last week and all that, and we kept on crying and all that. Lots of even sitting reps from our party at Lagos state level kept on frustrating these primaries and all that. Presently now, see the games they're playing. They've called, because of our cry for last week, they've called for the primaries for Monday. And now they're leaving, they say they're running time for only reps. And I don't know for the House of Assembly, leaving for the gubernatorial aspirant to pick his House of Assembly against the mandate of the people. Where does this work? It doesn't work against the mandate of the people. Now, this House of Assembly people are supposed to be people at the grassroots, the leaders at the grassroots that will take our mandate to the governor and to the higher chamber. But when it's picked by the governor, they're not answerable to us anymore. You know? So it's beyond even sharing money to the delegates. Are they allowing our aspirants, these aspirants have even bought their forms and they're giving us all of that, are they allowing them to get involved in this electoral process? No way. I'm coming from the local government and it's a mess, coming from the PDP. So it's beyond party now. It's beyond, let's all start looking at individuals, not minding the party.
Yeah. All right.
Uche, thank you so much for being here and thank you for sharing your opinion with us. We appreciate your time. Uche Onu is a youth political activist, convener, Strong Force Movement.